Back on the road again. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Back with another video on the H2 this time. I was just dropped off my Super Veloce at the Marconi Museum. Go check out that last video. We got a full private tour of the Marconi Museum, every single vehicle, and also leaving the Super Veloce there on display. So if you guys want to go check that out, that's there. My V4R is at Ducati Newport Beach, and now we're taking this thing to another special location that I don't know if you guys could go check out. I feel like that's more, it's a private place. You gotta make an appointment to go there, but you guys will see very soon. I just felt like the H2 is very fitting for that location, so you know, that's what we are gonna be doing and taking her to. I don't know what the time is. I'm probably a tad bit late, but not too late, so it should be all right. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Sorry boys if you guys are watching this video and I'm a little late for you guys, but yeah, we took a little bit longer at the Marconi Museum because, you know, it's a whole museum full of toys and fun stuff. So and we have like no front brake pressure. I haven't checked the pressure or anything on these, so that's another thing. And there's a cop right here, so we're gonna keep her in good speed and everything. There we go. But yeah, it's actually a really nice day because, as you guys can see, it's like gloomy but it's warm, so the temperature is chill. Yay, the cops didn't come after us. I was like, you know, this H2 attracts a lot of attention. I got my murdered out plaid right behind me too. I'm like, yeah, there's a chance that we might get pulled over, but luckily we are in the clear. I think so far. But yeah. I miss riding the H2. It's gonna be a long time till I ride any of these bikes. You know, the few bikes I have left are, as you guys saw in the garage, the H2R, HP4 Race, and the R1M. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do with those yet. Might take another one to LA. And yeah, we'll see from there. I'm honestly debating on getting a Sprinter van sooner than later and just taking them with me and taking them straight back to Vegas, because I don't have any bikes in Vegas, so I'd like to keep maybe at least one bike in Vegas for now, or maybe do a crazy video and ride to Vegas. I don't know, that sounds like too crazy, but it could be cool. Not sure. Maybe it's the idea sounds kind of cool, but then yeah, riding 200 almost 300 miles straight sounds a little brutal, just a little bit. So I don't know if it's the best idea, to be honest, especially since I feel like a lot of my bikes require some sort of service. But yeah, soon maybe we'll take the R1M to Molly, give her some oil change, some of the basic service stuff that she needs. The issue with my front brake, as you guys can see, I'm tapping the front brake and the bike is not even slowing down because there's like no pressure until way in the end. And even though we just replaced everything, it's and a big reason for that is my master, apparently. Something's up with my master, I need to do master or to fix my master, so maybe might as well get master cylinders for the H2R and use the OEM masters for this bike. I think that would be a smarter way because I've been wanting to upgrade the masters on the H2R anyways. Smooth like butter, baby. Neutral on the go. Let me show you guys my new tattoo. Right on the throttle hand, CC. You know, I had to get something that is bike related, and I feel like that was so fitting, especially on the throttle hand. Ah man, I miss riding the H2. This bike is so much fun. I just feel less bad, you know, because it has the fans, it's meant to be ridden, it's a good old bike, she's the OG, a lot of mods. You know, the H2R is a lot more obviously intense. It's not meant to just be ridden like I normally would like to ride my bikes. Ah, I found neutral again. Look at that. Twitchy throttle though. Super twitchy throttle. I can't mob at all because my Plaid is following me since it's my ride back. So I can't lose the car. This is making me want to go on a proper ride, like a ride. Very tempting, that's for sure. I'm going based off memory, 100%. And I missed it. It was right here. Here we are. We've been here once before. On the Extrenta, actually.
You been there? Yeah. It's just flat. I would never. You can't do that. Yeah, I personally can't buy. Yeah.
See, I feel like the H2 is very fitting. Probably going to be somewhere around here. You know, on display. I think that's really sick with all this stuff. For all these toys. For all the Call of Duty fans. A Barrett. This is not a 50 cal, but still. A Barrett. Intervention. One of the OGs. If you know, you know. This thing is like 40-45 pounds. I was able to pick it up last time and I was like, holy, this thing is heavy. So that's a dream. One day or someday. I'm picking up something very fun very soon. So go check out my second channel. Linked in the description down below. I know I haven't been posting there, but you know, I'm going through the move, all that. So maybe we'll post a little bit more on the other channel when I have time. I'm barely been posting on this channel, so you know, priorities. But that intervention is so sick. And look at this thing. Full carbon fiber, forged carbon barrel. So clean. Look, these are pretty and fun, but then something about motorcycles, man. They're the ultimate toys, in my opinion. But then you pair them with this, living the best of both worlds. I'll roll it in. That was for you, not for the fans.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, that's such a heavy bike. Fits right in.
It does. I don't want to go below 9 or anything. That's totally.
Oh wow, that's sick as fuck, actually. With the... Low-key be a sick thumbnail, actually. What? You up against the wall with like... Low-key, actually, that actually might be sick.
It looks pretty mean.
Thank you. So this is actually the road legal version.
Okay.
Yeah, but I figured since I'm moving a lot of stuff around,
Yeah.
I'll keep this one here because I think I have a couple of videos I'm going to be riding, so I don't want to turn in and out.
Okay.
But at some point, it'd be cool to bring the crazy version too, the track version of this.
Cool, get like a video in here.
Dude, both of them in here would go crazy.
Yeah.
So, but this one it comes in this black chrome essentially.
Yeah.
That's made in-house by Kawasaki, and it has pure silver in the paint and everything. So it's a very, very unique
Really cool.
paint job. And almost most of the carbon on this is from my company.
I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Entire subframe. So this is a full, not a cover, an actual subframe made of full carbon, tail pieces, just a bunch of like all over engine covers, everything. The windscreen is even carbon. So I'm too tall. You relate. You're too tall to tuck.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's no point of having a see-through windscreen. I see over it anyway. So carbon.
Yeah.
So I went through some plugs, so kind of like.
That is sweet. love the green accent too.
Thank you.
Was that factory, that green, or did you paint
The
it?
frame, yes.
Okay.
Everything else, like all the touches, yeah, like the seat is fully custom. Almost everything you see on this is custom exhaust.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work into this thing.
So cool.
But I always try to keep like an OEM look. I always call it OEM plus. I just when people see it, they know what it is, but they're like, this is no normal H2.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, it's fully done out.
The race one that you have, what's the difference? Is it
The
kind of the same
main
look?
thing, it's gonna be for the naked eye. Like I'd be curious to bring it, and then actually, I'm not gonna tell you because I want to see if you can pick up all the differences.
Okay.
But the primary thing between the H2 and the H2R is that it's 50 pounds lighter, 100 more horsepower.
Crazy.
Track oriented. So this is already for a motorcycle. This put like a little over 250 to the wheel, so close to 300, more like 280 crank. And this weighs about 450 pounds. No, more like 500 pounds. She's a heavy one because she's supercharged.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the H2R, that bike is around 360 horsepower, and that bike is around 450 pounds.
Crazy.
So
Crazy.
yeah.
Very fast.
I'll show you a couple of clips that I got the last time I rode the H2R. That bike is just a different animal, but so is this. So it's just, you know, these are essentially some of the craziest motorcycles ever. It's kind of like the Venom and the Sandpiper, essentially.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like the Infinity, like all of those.
I've heard the H2. It's a known bike. But
Exactly. So the R, you haven't heard of it just because there's only about 30 something ever sold. So that bike, and it's not a road legal bike.
Yeah.
And it's double the price of this thing, so that's why you never ever see that thing.
How do you find like an R? Did you just have a connect or?
I did,
Yeah.
but generally, I don't know about like that fact yet. I've always said I'm not sure, but I've heard that it's kind of like there's an order window. You can't just go in and buy these. So even for this, you have to order it through an order window. If the order window is open by Kawasaki, and when you order it, I heard to get an R, you have to already have an H2, and then you have to cash the order window of the R while they're making the R to get the R.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't need that order window all that, but even if I did, I already have an issue, so it wouldn't matter. But
That's pretty much what we're gonna do for the Venoms. It's gonna be like we gotta have a couple good stuff.
and you're gonna give me one, right?
Yes. Yes. I'm working on it. So it's very tough, but yes.
I was talking to Chris yesterday, he's like, I don't know, man, it's gonna be really tough. He's like, no, but like, you guys
Yeah.
can pull it off.
I gave my last free one to Pablo, so he
I
was.
know. Well, that was supposed to be for that YouTuber kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you showed it to me.
Yep.
And then yeah, he got it. Like shooting the Black Widow, shooting his. It just confirmed it even more. So my next big gun purchase has to be that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting on.
We're working on it. We're trying to get caught up. I mean, he only makes 4 guns a year or a month, and so that's it.
I figured. Yeah. I'm hoping for, what did you say, like one of those prototypes or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm not too picky on the color. I just want it, and then we can
Do whatever
code it,
after.
do whatever,
Okay.
and then I can change it up after.
Yeah.
If it was a Black Widow version though, that'll be the cherry on top.
Yeah. I will have something like a prototype, even better than the Black one. So, yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Soon.
Even if I'm in Vegas, I'll pull up. I'll pull up on one of those like top speed, like let's go.
Yes. You get it
Yeah.
quick. So, yeah. I'll let you know.
But they also told me that you do a lot of the long range stuff.
Yeah.
So, I pick up the NPR in like 9 days.
Okay.
Let's do something fun.
Yeah. We'll
Dude,
go
I've
out.
never shot outdoors. So.
You've never shot a door.
No, and I got the NPR through the 338 just because of the experience. So that's what I want. That's what I'm going for.
Once you shoot outdoors, you just don't want to shoot indoors anymore. So, and it's the good thing for you. It's shooting season. So November is shooting season. It gets nice and cool. You can go out and we shoot in Escondido private range, and we shoot a mile. So your rifle will do a mile.
It's supposed to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
So we'll put it to the test.
Yeah.
So
You can bring something with like the big boy
we'll
stuff.
have some big. Yeah, I have one of these, an Accuracy International. So this will do a mile easy. So
Easy. is
we'll
great.
see.
That looks insane. What
Yeah.
is this?
Accuracy International, they're actually made in England. They're used by special forces all around the world, and kind of known as the highest, like top of the line tactical sniper rifles. So, but yeah, we stock these. We sell a ton of them. I have one. Chris here has one.
Roughly price range.
The base rifle's like 10 to 12 depending. So if you get a color or a certain
So it's
caliber.
up there with all the big boys.
Yes, yes. So
This or an intervention, because I'm not gonna lie, I have my eye on that.
that's like a dream gun, like holy grail gun. This is like more usable.
Okay.
So I like them both. Just get them both.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause you know what I mean?
So
This is what I can justify spending my money.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
stuff, and that's why I'm like, maybe I'll start another channel, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Then I'll be like, oh yeah, business right off, of course, let's do it.
100%.
Because realistically, I could get this, the Barrett 50 cal,
Mhm.
the intervention, all for less than $1,000.
Yeah.
So realistically, it's a way better, you know, you can get a lot more, but
Yeah.
it's just,
You have a room like
you
this
gotta
too.
justify it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the goal.
You-
If you get garage, set it up like this. You guys'
yeah.
setup is perfect.
Yeah.
You remember when we
Oh, yeah.
came in, we were like, this is the spot.
I think, yeah, if you get into it, this is like, it's pretty easy to set up something like this. You just have
I feel like
good taste and
Pew pew and bikes just go so well
mix.
together.
100%.
Just go so well together.
Yeah. So,
Big
yeah.
boy toys.
Big boy toys for
Big
sure.
boy toys.
So, yeah. Yeah.
She's mad because she's like, what about me? Because she likes the same
I-
stuff.
Oh, boy, I mean, there's plenty of stuff for you too. So, lots of guns and.
No, you're gonna shoot the NPR with the portrayed with Pua, and she's gonna be like, never mind, I don't want
No, never. Yeah. Only,
Nah, give me the rocket launcher actually.
Yeah.
Last H2R cold start in the OG garage, guys. She is officially gonna be going in storage until we move. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Back on one of the final rides on the H2R. This last ride we did on the H2R was actually a decent ride. We had some fun with her and all that, just to, you know, we went on a ride just to ride this beast. But this time it's gonna be a little bit different. Like I said, this is the last startup in the OG garage. This is gonna be a pretty short video. I might do even this one and the next one together. Probably not actually, because the next one I'm gonna be riding the HP4 race, so stay tuned for that. It's been a while since I've ridden that bike. It's gonna be a longer ride too. But yeah, long story short, I'm gonna be taking this bike, tucking her away in a very secret private location until, you know, it's time for the move and all that. I have officially moved all my items and belongings to Vegas, so everything I have is officially there besides the bikes. The bikes are the only things that are essentially left here, and as you guys saw, we left a bunch of bikes on display. For example, we left the, what is it called, the H2 at Covert, we left the B4R at Ducati Newport Beach, we left the Super Veloce at the Marconi Museum. Two of my bikes are in LA at the Batcave. If you guys have been watching the most recent videos, even though I haven't been uploading much, you know what the Batcave is. But yeah, so I just wanted to document this just because it's kind of like, you know, the last startup in the OG garage. I mean, that's the garage where I started this whole journey actually. So, you know, it's a little sentimental, of course, but like I said, you know, it's a new chapter and hopefully new exciting stuff and ideas. And I saw people comment on the last video like, hey, you know, just upgrade your place already, get a bigger place. That's what I'm doing. That's a big part of why we're going to Vegas, is so we can upgrade and get an actual bigger location. It is a very, very hot day and we're going through all traffic lights essentially, so I want to see how the H2 is going to handle all this. Hey, that's a cool Super Duke. I think it's a 1290. I do miss my Super Duke. All the bikes I have ever sold, I've always like, I wish I could have kept them all, you know. The Aprilia RZ4 1100 factory, even though we got the Extrenta, that bike is still very different, looks different. Sounds similar, but still very different. The Fireblade, of course, definitely missed that bike. I missed the Rush, of course. You know, all the bikes I've had that I've sold, I miss, except the ones before the collection started. So, like, for example, I used to have a Panigale 1199. I don't really miss that bike because it wasn't anything special, but let's say if it was an 1199 Superleggera, I would have missed it, you know what I mean? Ideally, I would like to collect every single cool bike, and I don't, you know, want to sell any of them. But, hey man, you guys already know, these bikes are not cheap, you know, they're very expensive. And I am a young person, and I've spent most of my money on these motorcycles because, you know, that's the whole point. You know, I want to collect some of the sickest bikes and want to share that with you guys for YouTube and for you guys' enjoyment. So, you know, they go hand in hand. I've said that many times before. If it was just up to me, I probably would have stopped at like 4 motorcycles. I think that's more than enough for a personal collection if you don't want to, you know, to actually ride. Let me rephrase that, because there's a lot of people that collect a lot of things and vehicles, but they don't actually use them. So, you know what I mean? And it could be any sort of usage. It could be just like a casual, you know, just cruise on them. It could be joyriding. It could be track. As long as you're using it, you know, that counts to me. So yeah, having 4 vehicles is more than enough. At least for me, is that what I would think. But of course, you know, we were like, I'm gonna do 6, and then I got to the 6 number. That was my magic number originally. And then I was like, you know, there's more cool bikes I want to get, so we started getting more cool bikes, and here we are now. But like, you know, I think we're at 8 motorcycles right now. We were at around 9 or 10, but decided to sell some of the less crazy bikes for even crazier bikes, like, you know, selling the Fireblade and the Rush, and getting the Extrenta instead. I still think that that was a good option, just because the Rush is cool as a rideability bike. It's not really as rideable as some of my other bikes, comfort wise, you know, anything about it really. It's really sick. It's really cool. It's a bike that you have a beach house and keep it at the beach house, and you kind of joyride it or something like that every once in a while. But yeah, it's definitely sad because I spent a lot of money modifying it, and it's very, very custom and very sick. So that's definitely sad when it comes to that. But for the most part, you know, I mean, I don't regret that decision, because honestly, like, I really love the Extrenta, and I think that's a much more special bike. The Fireblade, though, that was a very sick bike that, you know, I definitely missed, and I definitely wanted to keep and modify and do more too. It just, a lot of that decision was actually just because of the limited space. You guys remember when the garage has 9 bikes in it, it was a lot more difficult to move things around. It was uncomfortable, you know. I mean, I felt like I couldn't enjoy my vehicles as much because the garage was just a little more tight. I should say a lot more tight, especially because of the H2R race and the fact that that bike doesn't have a kickstand and all that. So, you know, there's a lot of things that played in the matter of like getting rid of the Fireblade. Of course, one of them is like, hey, I have a lot of bikes, you know, I don't have a purpose for it right now besides the fact that it's a sick vehicle. And that's why I was like, you know what, because if I get rid of both the Rush and the Fireblade, it's almost like an even trade to get the Extrenta. I feel like there's always going to be these times where I'm like, hey, if I did sell a bike, I'm going to miss it, and if I didn't sell a bike, I'm also going to miss it, because I'm simply not riding it as much as I would like to, question mark. But then there's also a ton of other bikes I want to get. I want to modify a lot of my bikes, so there's still a lot of work to be done, and I just feel like unfortunately I don't make enough money where I can just modify all these bikes, keep all of them. You got to keep in mind, like, having these bikes is expensive even if I don't use them, you know, registration, insurance, maintenance. Even if you don't use them, you still have to maintain them every year. You're supposed to still do your oil, fluids, blah blah blah. So there's always a lot of stuff that you got to do even if you're not using them. So it's just one of these things, the more you collect, the more expensive it becomes. And that's why I'm like at a point where I'm like, hey, until I'm making like crazy money where insurance and registration, all that means absolutely nothing to me, then for now I feel like it's smarter to just collect the craziest of stuff, because, you know, at least at that point they're, you know, the best of the best. which is why I sold the Fireblade in the Rush and got an Extrenta, because that's a lot more exotic, crazy, and just, you know. And I think it's a better bike to ride than both of those vehicles, because Fireblade is an amazing bike to ride and all that, but it still doesn't have as much character as the Extrenta, for example. The Extrenta is just so unique, man. That sound, the way it looks, you know, the fact that it's a track bike essentially. There's so many things about it that make it even more special than a normal special bike. It's crazy to say like a normal special bike, like, you know, the Fireblade, but you know, there's levels, you know. There's like your normal S1K, you know, ZX10R, stuff like that. And there's the slightly limited ones, for example, S1K M package, you know. I feel like the R1M maybe is around that level. And then there's the more specialty ones, like, you know, we get into the M1000, the V4R, which are even more special and rare. And then after that you get into, you know, I mean, I guess the H2 is on that level of the H2, of the V4R, M1000 and H2. And then you get to the crazy level, which is a big jump from those bikes to stuff like the H2R and the HP4 Race and the Extrenta, and those are the, and the Super Veloce, of course. Those are some of the like crazy bikes. We were doing so good until recently. The H2R is running hot now. It's like, no, I do not like this, and I'm like, I do not blame you. I do not either. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. It's just a little quick yap. Actually, I might combine both videos, to be honest, riding the HP4 Race and this one in one, possibly, maybe. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Sound right safe.